Welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching The Breakfast Show. And in this segment of our program, we will talk about the government strategy to develop the industrial sector in Egypt, as President Fattah Sisi inaugurated new industrial plants at the Chemical Industries Complex in Abu Rawash Industrial Zone in Giza Governorate. To know more about the importance of these projects, we are joined over the phone by Dr. Yomn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Shams University. Good morning, Dr. Yomn.
Good morning.
So, sir, Dr. Yomn, let's begin by the government's and state's effort to develop the industrial sector and the importance of building more industrial complexes in the coming period.
Yes, indeed. And, the problem of the competitiveness of the Egyptian industrial sector that, this sector is relying to large extent on importation regarding intermediate goods. On top of such intermediate goods are chemicals.
Yes.
We witnessed to large extent that importation of chemicals to support our industrial sector, has increased substantially during the last period with the expansion of industries. With expansion of industries, the demand for intermediate goods, naturally is increasing. And from here it comes that the need that has appeared, from long time to try to manufacture such intermediate goods as chemicals, like soda ash, like this is an example, and other chemicals that are essential for most of our industries, food industries, all the industries that are in deep need in such chemicals. And from here it comes the importance of, the industries that have been inaugurated in order to support, our industrial sector with such intermediate goods. And, this will help to large extent in two ways. The first one is to, support the competitiveness of the industry, since you can, produce these intermediate goods with lower costs than the imported one. And from here it comes that this will help to improve the competitiveness of the industries. The other part is increasing opportunities of investment and job creating in a country that are suffering from unemployment problem. And these are quite important for us to try to work on the industries that we are actually importing it, and it could be produced at home and the visibility studies for such industries can prove that they are feasible and they can be produced with, visibility. This is quite important regarding the complex that has been inaugurated from 2 days, and I believe that this will enhance more expansions in industries that are quite important, specifically when we are talking about medicine industry, and Egypt can enhance to large extent the competitiveness of such industry. We proved during COVID-19 that our factories can produce, the necessary medicine to address the pandemic. And here it comes that we have to deepen industries in Egypt in order to, increase investment, and this will help to improve GDP growth.
Yes, also, Dr. Yomn, if we talk about industry and how can Egypt develop industrial sector in all fields and preserve the environment through green economy?
Yes, this is quite important because, we still, as Egypt, we are still President COP27, and Egypt has exerted very big efforts in COP27 to raise the issues related to developing countries, specifically the African continent. And nowadays we are working quite hard towards green economy, renewable energy, and try to a large extent regarding our industries to cope with environmental requirements. And I believe that this is gaining momentum in Egypt regarding not only researchers but investment and attracting foreign investments specifically towards hydrogen. Egypt can be a hub to produce, green hydrogen, and taking into consideration that we have all the requirements for achieving such goal. And not only that, but regarding all the industries nowadays, we are trying to develop sources of solar energy for industrialization, and we have a lot of studies and experiences regarding that. And our research and development nowadays in universities and research centers are coping out or trying to fulfill these needs in a better way, so that to be integrated into the industrial sector. All these are activities and efforts that have been exerted in Egypt. Still, what we need to do is regarding the competitiveness of, or concentrating on some industries that can be conducive to a large percentage of exportation of Egypt. Still, export of Egypt for manufactured goods still less than the resources in Egypt. I'll give you an example. For ready-made clothes, we are exporting with only $2 billion. Compared to other countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh, these exports may arrive to 30 billion. This is telling you as an example to how extent we are in deep need to concentrate in the short period on the industries that we can enhance the competitiveness on it, and we can increase, the size of such exports. Since Egypt is full of factories, they are small, medium, and workshops. All this, they have experiences in producing ready-made garments, but still they cannot approach international markets. They cannot penetrate. They need more skills. They need more, outreach to such international markets. And I believe the experiences of, other countries that have, done successful experiences, such South Korea and even Vietnam, they refer to multinational buying groups in order to penetrate international markets and to specify the needs of such markets. Our exports of the $2 billion of ready-made clothes mainly, dominated by small number of investors that are using the QIZ to the American, market and so on. So we are not using our capabilities from small business and medium business towards exporting ready-made garments. And this, if we have a goal towards enhancing the capabilities of small and medium enterprises towards, increasing such exports, I believe this may be reflected to a large extent on the number of exportation of ready-made clothes. The same can be mentioned regarding food industries and other industries that actually help proved that we have a comparative advantage, a good comparative advantage. Still, we need more efforts to be done in order to transfer such comparative advantage into competitive advantage, and this could be translated in real figures of exportation of such industries.
Yes, Dr. Yomn, also during the inauguration, the President asserted that the state is keen on bolstering the local production of various products and strategic commodities in order to reduce imports from abroad and ease the high demand for dollars. So, Dr. Yomn, do you think that this is the only solution for the coming period to help the country achieve its economic reform program and help the government face challenges concerning the exchange rate?
Of course, we have a problem of exchange rate, we have to admit it, and we have gained approval of the IMF to have a support in order to address the impact of Russian, Ukrainian war, and we are about to manage our economy. This is part of, as has been mentioned by President El-Sisi, we have to enhance the local contents of our industrial sectors. At the same time, we are building food security, trying to, cultivate all part of what we need, since we are a net importer of wheat, for example, and other like oil for food. All this we are relying to large extent on importation. So when we develop our agriculture and industrial sector, we can achieve a better results regarding food security and enhance or decrease our reliance on importation, and this is quite important. But what is more important than that is to take care of our human resources, because you cannot achieve all these goals without developing your own human resources. We still have a problem regarding productivity of labor. We still have problems regarding, we have been talking for a long time that we need a strategy for training related to recruitment and to enhance the requirements or the graduate skills towards coping with the need in the labor market. Still, our efforts are not quite good relating to enhancing skills and capabilities of human resources. And I believe that we have all the capabilities regarding training centers, regarding capabilities of human resources that may be able to train youth towards the skills required in the labor market. What we need to do is to make it as a strategic goal for enhancing our capabilities to produce or to support our human resources, because this is the only way to achieve our goals. Without that, you cannot benefit and invest the mega projects that you expend a lot on it. Because in order to enhance investment, to attract investment, either Egyptian or foreign investment, you need the skills of labor. So this is quite important as a strategic priority that we have to concentrate on.
Yes. Also, you've just talked about the importance of attracting investors. How can we direct investors to the industrial sector in Egypt?
Actually, we have done a lot, and the economic conference that has been held 2 months ago in Egypt has discussed to large extent the most important obstacles confronting investors to come to Egypt, and actually the government has exerted efforts towards addressing such obstacles. still the major challenge nowadays is regarding exchange rates. Because this we don't have stability in our exchange rate. We need to stabilize our exchange rate in order to attract investment, because investors cannot calculate the cost due to such a problem. And besides, still some problems need to be addressed. But actually, one of the major, positive actions that have been taken is about the golden license. I believe the golden license nowadays attracting, more and more investors to come, since it's a very important mechanism to reduce bureaucracy and to give the investor the opportunity to start business in a very short period, taking into consideration other opportunities of taking long time to go through the procedures, the required procedures to start business.
Yes, finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Yomn Hamaki, Professor of Economics in Shams University. Thank you for being with us. And the viewers, short break, will be back, so stay tuned.